Well, welcome everyone to Dreams Empowerment Network web series, Women in Power. And as you know, this is the month of March, and we're celebrating women through the whole month of March, giving them an opportunity to share how they walked into their destiny, how they embraced their power, and how they have transformed their lives and helped others. We've had, starting on February 28th, kicked it off with Larry Hawkins, Rockstar 360, who helps women, not just women, but entrepreneurs to be rock stars. So she helps you with all your media needs, from Glam Squad to videos to you name it, anything in media. Lyric Hawkins 360 is your girl. Then we had Dawn Ferguson, Ms. Originator, helping to get your life together, start lives. We had Shermelle Smith, who is the partner of Upon the Christian Rock Center. And last Thursday, we had Jamie Hopkins, who is the CEO of Matter of My Heart. And today I bring you Pamela Stone, CEO of DeClutter Your Life. Now, if you haven't gotten to hear any of these women speak, you gotta email me or connect with me on Facebook under the Dreams Warrior. And that's where I'll post all of these ladies' wonderful videos to share. You don't want to miss this, to be inspired and take control of your life, So without further ado, welcome, Pamela.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your show. I'm so excited for being here. I've been telling everybody in Columbus, I'm here in Columbus, Ohio, so I've been telling everybody to watch out and tune in and Facebook you. So if you get hit by a lot of people from Columbus, Ohio, it's me. But thank you so much. So thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you for taking the time out. So today I really want to really for you to share your story, from how you actually birthed your business, and what has it done for you as an individual? How did it change you, and how to inspire these other women who are out there wanting to change their lives?
Absolutely. Well, let me tell everybody, believe it or not, probably about 5 years ago, I hit the wall. And I mean, I hit the wall. I hit the wall hard. I hit the wall hard where I was weighing 400 pounds. I was homeless. I was a people pleaser. How many? And you get to that point of like, okay, enough is enough. No. I even kept on going for another couple more years, couple more months, and I started having the intuition, and God started bringing people into my life. I had a mentor who came to me and said, Pam, how much longer are you going to keep doing this? And she didn't know anything about me. And then another lady, an older lady I love dearly, was, Pam, it's time for you to dust your shoulders off and pick yourself up and do your calling. So from that point on, I started working on myself. And this is how the birth of Declutter Your Life had came about. I had started going in and I had to figure out what was going to make me happy and quit listening to everybody else. So I started journaling. I started journaling so hard, I cried every day on how I felt to get what was in my head so I can let it go. Because as you and I know, and as I've been doing this for now almost 2 years, if you don't get what's in your head out on a piece of paper, you'll never let it go. And it'll keep coming back to you over and over and over again. So not only did I do journaling, I started meditating. Now, let me tell you, I didn't know nothing about meditating. I mean, absolutely nothing. So I started reading. I got on YouTube. I even went to a yoga class where that's all we did was meditate. And I started taking things in my hand, my matters in my hands. So I meditate every day, at least 5 minutes. Now I recommend my clients to do 5 minutes, but honestly, I've gotten so good at it. I can meditate for 30 minutes with no clock and everything, and I can just literally just sit there and be peace. I tell everybody that meditation helped me relax myself and relax my mind to come at ease and come at peace with myself. Because let's be honest, the past is the past. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is learn and move forward on it. So not only have I incorporated the meditation and the journaling, I have also started to stop procrastinating. We all procrastinate for one reason or another. And may it be that, that we procrastinate because our goal or ideas is so big it gets overwhelming, or may it be just so many excuses. Me, in the past, it was just so many excuses, and I was scared to disappoint everybody else. But at that point in time, at this time, and when I hit that wall, I can't worry about anybody else. It has to be all about me, because if I don't do it for me, it's not going to, where am I going to be? And you know what the worst part was? I used to say, if I was to die, I would go to my God and say, if you give me 5 more minutes, if you just give me 5 more minutes to do what I want to do, I'll be good. Now that I'm in peace with myself and I know what I'm doing, I don't say that anymore. I'm good. I am in a space that is just unbelievable. And I'm thankful that God has allowed me to be blessed with the people that in my life to say enough is enough and brush your shoulders off. And the funny thing is, hear that song about brush your shoulders off. It was an older lady who told me that. I mean, she was like 70 or 80 years old, and she's like, Pam, you have to brush it. And I'm in her office, and she's like, brush your shoulders off, girl, and move on. We prayed, and that day it was enlightening. So with my program, I have to fast forward to now. I empower women to become their boss. Now, boss stands for be your own success story. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I've taken from like I said, I weighed 400 pounds. I totally changed my diet. Now, I'm not perfect. Let me first say that. But I have changed from what I used to do to what I'm doing differently now. And also now, the people pleaser, we always have the haters. Let's be honest. We have the haters. They're sitting there waiting for us to fail. Now they fail. That is my fuel now. That is not the people that are eating inside of me. So I also teach clients about that. And then they'll stop procrastinating. As I said, why stop it? Why not do whatever you want to do? Why not? If you fail, so what if you fail? I tell my clients now, failing is to help you learn, to get you to the next level. Because you don't fail, you'll never get to where you got to get to. So I'm okay with failing. And let's be honest, Beyonce just talked about failing. She loves to fail because it helps her to learn, to get her to where she is. And look where she's at now. So I would like to first and foremost tell all of our listeners out here, if whatever is holding you back, let it go. And it's okay. It's okay. And 2, don't settle for nothing. You be your boss, and your boss is being your own success story. And furthermore, it's okay. It doesn't matter what age you are. I constantly hear, I'm too old. I'm too old. Do you know Colonel Sanders failed so many times and he didn't become successful until he was 62 years old? So if he can do it, and we all can do it. So excuses cannot be your excuse for not taking you to where you want to get to. So that's my story, and that's how I help women. Or actually, I've actually helped a couple men, but I'm more so empowering women, because us women, everyone's always asking me, why am I focusing on women? Because I've seen so many women tear each other down.
Yeah.
We don't need to tear each other down. Do you know there is over 1.5 billion people on this earth? For us to tear each other down makes no sense to me. And I wish someone would come with some logic and some explanation, true logic, on why we tear each other down. We don't need to tear each other down. We need to bring each other up. So as God has taught to me, and then my mission is, I am to at least empower one woman. If I've empowered one woman, I've done what he has asked me to do. And so that's me in a nutshell.
Yes, the process of helping women. And I mean, I know for me, I went through a lot, and I asked God if I can get through this. If you showed me, if you can use a broken visual like this, like me, I will help the next person. I didn't want to see another woman go through what I went through, and I didn't know how I was going to do it. Um, and I knew that it was in me as I got older. I didn't know that all my experience will come to a point where I could share and help others. I didn't think I was going to ever finish school.
Mhm.
Um, I didn't think I would ever own a home. I ended up having three homes, owning three homes. Um, I didn't think I would ever own a certain type of car. I didn't think I would ever have kids that would go to college and and finish school.
Mhm.
But I look at the example I have become because of my experience, um, the way I've started to live my life so that others can see that you can accomplish those things. I end up going back to school and graduating the top of my class. I end up going and getting my master's degree. My uh, oldest son, he's about to finish college and then go into law. My daughter's in school and she has five kids. My youngest is in college. So I'm like, wow. At one
Mhm.
point in my life, I thought I would never do any of those things, because I had gotten married early, because, um, I divorced and I was raped and all of those things always played in the back of my head. Who's going to love you? You got two kids, you divorced, you ain't been in school, you don't have no job skills, you can't even make a doctor's appointment. All those negative thoughts. So we are hard enough on ourselves
Right.
than having someone else come and just push us, you know, down in the mud as well as walk over us or on us. And so, my mission is um, to be kind, to
Right.
help. And that's why I guess we got the name Dreams Empowerment, because I had dreams and I didn't know how to get there,
Mhm.
and I was like, I wish someone would have helped me. I would have
Exactly.
all the pitfalls and all the times where I started and I stopped, or I didn't think that I could do it. I didn't have that support at that time,
Mhm.
uh, that I needed it. And so, um, and it started off with just a small nonprofit group that I started. And I didn't think anybody would come. And God was like, just do it. And I
Mhm.
did it. And people came. I was like, oh my God. There was, 15 people in our home, and I was like, hmm. And he told me do it again. And I did it again. And more people. And did it again. And more people. And I'm like, wow. And then, he just told me go here and go there. And then more and more people. Then, 50, then 100, then 200 in a room. I'm like, wow. They, they're learning from me? Me? It was an honor. And that's why I take what I do so serious, because it is a honor, and because whatever I say either can build a person up or tear a person down. So I'm
Right.
always really, really conscious of things that I say to make sure that it's facts and not just my opinion, and that I'm speaking life into someone. So you're definitely right. It's always a great thing to build, help women, because we do carry a lot of stuff with us. We are very emotional and nurturing individuals, and that's how we're designed. And so we carry all of this stuff with us. And like you said, procrastinating, whether it's out of fear, which is most of the time,
Mhm.
or whether it is a lack of knowledge, right?
Right.
So yes, with Declutter Your Life, what are some of the tips that you give women?
The first of all, I always say, be kind to
Kind to
yourself.
yourself.
You have to be, it's okay for whatever happens. Don't worry about if you fail, you fail. Again, I say it and I'll keep saying it. Failing is what we need to do to learn to get you to the next level. Because if you don't fail, then you're not learning. And you know how many people I've had when they first interviewed, they're like, oh, I never fail. Okay, sure, I believe you. Right, right. I hear that a lot. And so I don't fail. But if you don't fail, or if you're scared to fail, then where are you going to go to? Where are you going to go to? You have to get to the next level. So I always tell, my first thing is, I always tell everyone, learn from failure. Failure is your learning tool. Fear is your learning tool as well. Because once you get to those, once you master that, you got something else. Then the next tip I will give everyone, meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. I have so many women that came to me that's like, I don't know how to meditate. And it is very simple. All you do is sit somewhere quiet. And the purpose of meditating, let me back up, is to rest your mind, yourself. That's it. And so I suggest everyone to meditate for 5 minutes every day. Now I do mine in the morning, and sometimes I've had clients call me like, Pam, I need meditation. And we do it at lunchtime, 5 minutes at lunch. Then my next tip I would like to for help you to declutter your life is journaling. So essential. We as women, as she has said, Roberta has said, we carry so much. You have to let it go, because if you don't let it go, you're going to carry it with you, and all that burden that you're carrying with you will hold you down and not allow you to get to where you want to get to. And purposely. So start journaling 5 minutes a day. I start my clients out 5 minutes a day. Date your journal, put down what you're grateful for, and start writing their diary. Set your clock, 5 minutes, and you're done. Now, here is one thing I do. And one of my clients, I think I almost had to resuscitate her. But once we did, her project was she was to journal for 30 days, and she wasn't allowed to read any of her entries, and that is so she can let it go. And so then after on the 31st day we met, she was allowed to read one entry, let it go. And so we burned the journal that night. We had dinner, we talked about it, we celebrated her success because she's moved on to where she is now, and we burnt the journal. And the journal was to let go of all the past. Declutter, to stop procrastinating on whatever you want to do. Whatever, if you want to be the best man that you are, earn it. If you want to be your own business owners as we are, get out here and meet other women, network, but be the best that you want to be. So those are my tips for everybody.
Absolutely. Journaling saved my life. And I mean that because growing up, I was always a writer. I mean, I can remember at 5 years old writing plays at 6, at 7 and 8 years old, just writing. I used to always write, at 5 years old, those big letters used to write and everything, always writing words and letters. And I would have pages and pages of those, those, if you remember those sheet of paper with the dot lines.
Yes.
I had mounds of those. I'm like, my mother never threw those things away. But as a little kid, 5, 6 years old. And then when I started to really write, I would write little plays and soap operas and things of that nature. But as I got older, I started to journal. And I think I shared my last with my last guest that, I tried to commit suicide. And at one point I even had suicidal thoughts as an adult at one point. And by journaling, I was able to see some of the things that triggered me to do XYZ, that followed me into a path of self-destruction or feeling worthless, right? So for me, going back and reading some of those passages that I had written, I saw a pattern of things that I was doing or the type of people I was hanging around that caused me to go down a rabbit hole, right? Or make wrong decisions. So for me, a lot
Right.
of my journaling as I got older, um, because I was able to see some of the things that I had done in the past, I was like, okay, I know the where this is going now. I remember reading in my journal that this had happened. So guess what? I'm not going to even go there. Or I would describe a type of guy that um, was interested in me, right? And then I'll go back, hey, he was kind of like him. Well, that ain't work. So I know there's something with that particular personality uh, that will take me to a direction that I don't want to go. And a lot of times there were um, men that were very dominant
Mm-hmm.
personality over me. And so it would be that more controlling type of personality. And I know that I had divorced a husband that was that way. So why would I want to go back to that way again? But I would always keep meeting these same type of guys, right? And but by journaling, I start to realize there's a pattern. I'm picking the same kind of guy.
Right.
And why am I picking these same kind of guy kind of thing? So I kind of went through that whole processing. And once I knew what I was doing, once I knew the triggers and the patterns, then I was like able to make better decisions in my life. But I love journaling. I have I got a journal here. um, I have journals upstairs, and in drawers upstairs. I have journals that are still packed up from years. So maybe there'll be a book one day. But I even started, my youngest son journaling when he was in school, like I guess eighth and ninth grade, to release some of his thoughts, right, as a part of therapy for him. So I asked him, start journaling, start writing out how you feel, what's going on with you. Because he was just going through, growing up and, trying to find his footing.
Right.
As as we do, even, as adults. And I shared this before. I couldn't understand why I didn't fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Click with the group. Why I don't have 5, 6 girlfriends and they want to go out and do stuff. Why I'm always all bought up. Nobody ever calls me, kind of thing. Because that's not what I was made for. I was made for other things. So, but once I get around the people that I gel with, um, we get creative. And I tell people, don't try to fit in where you don't fit in.
So true.
Fit in where people are inviting you in, are accepting who you are, and are able to lift you up and pour into. And a lot of times we just want to, fit in the circle and the square peg because everybody else is there.
Right. I totally agree with you. I had, and you know what? I have to say, from my life, as I've gone through this journey, with you on the friend part, I had I thought I had to have all these women around me, realizing we're not here to help each other. We're not supporting each other. I had to back away. That was one of the hardest things I ever had. That was another one of the hardest things I had to do. Back away from a group of women that I thought was to help nurture me. But then after we backed away from each other after a while, because I'm okay, and that's okay. We don't do anything, and that's okay. But in the moral, and the reason why I tell this to everyone, it's okay to be by yourself for a little bit on the island, because that's also time to give you, it's also time to get you to know who you are and to get to know what you want. Because fitting in, that's not your purpose. I can tell that to everybody. It is not your purpose to fit in. Your purpose is whatever God has you to do, follow what he has you to do. But I can honestly say I did have to let go of a group of women. And it was hard. Honestly enough, I just recently had to do that. But it's okay.
Yeah, because at times, people don't understand. We get invited to stuff. I think got invited to so many things, and I started saying no so much. People stopped inviting us. But I sacrifice my time, doing other activities, because I want to be prepared or have the resources so I can pour into people that really need what I can give them.
Absolutely.
And I think that's part of it's part of who we are, our giving part of us, um, and the nurturing part of us, I would say.
I agree. I so
Yeah,
agree. And also too to be motivating and motivating each other to get you to the next level. That's my ultimate. I believe that's what we as women are to do. I mean, can you imagine if all of us women was to work together? I mean, really think about it. I sit down and I think about it. When I'm in my office, I think about, can you imagine if all of us women gel together? We would be the most powerful creatures on this earth.
yep,
Most powerful creatures if we would just all work together.
yep, absolutely.
I'm here to, I'm here to help us all. I know I have a big job ahead of me and that my mission is big, but I'm here to help us all to gel together so we as women, can be like, wow, they really rock this world.
Absolutely. So tell everyone how they can connect with you.
Absolutely. I can be found on Facebook. I have a group. It's called Declutter Your, and it's Life. So it's on Facebook. Or you can, I also have my own website, which is www.declutteryourlife. Yours is spelled YOUR life.biz. Email me at declutter your YOUR one life at gmail.com. So I would love to hear from everyone. I also, if anyone that reaches out to me from our show here, I will love to talk to you, and I will give everybody here the 30-minute declutter discovery session. So we can just, you and I can talk personally as we're talking here. So we can talk personally as well. So if you hit me up on those ways, I'll set up an appointment and we can just have our own personal declutter session as well.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, I just wanted to say thank you so much again for taking the time out to speak with me and uh, join the web series Women in Power. It is such a importancy to reach out and collaborate. And so I thank you so much, because even though a lot of the women that may be coming onto the web series may have similar um, events or similar missions, there are people out there that may just connect with you, or just connect with me, or just, there are assigned individuals out there, is what I'm
Right.
trying to say. So there are thousands and thousands of people out there, and billions of people out there in the world, that needs to hear your voice. And just because you may say, well, so and so does the same thing, you may not necessarily connect with them. But you may connect with Pam. Pam may be someone that reminds you of, like, your sister or something, and you really connect with her. Um, Her story, you really connect with, um, being that people pleaser, type of person. So you may connect with that. You may connect with me as, being that a young mother, being divorced, and never thinking you will ever get to, the mountaintop or succeed in life. So whichever of these speakers, that you connect with, or you feel a pull or a tug to, please reach out to them, um, and connect with them. Like I said, you can always hit me on Facebook. You can, or connect with me in the Dream Warriors, exclusive group, where you will be able to find all the links to each and every one of these, web series. So, I look forward to you guys reaching out to one of the speakers. We have, Miranda Burton of Marion's House coming on Tuesday, March the 14th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Jasmine Cross, Keep It Sweet, Thursday at 8 o'clock p.m. And Elise Harris will be on Saturday morning at 11 a.m. And the list goes on. I think we have about 14 speakers for the month of March. So I'm excited, where this is going and how many people are being inspired to get off their butts and make make a life for themselves. Breathe life into your destiny. So Pam, thank you so much,
Thank you.
and, thank everyone for tuning in today. And so I will leave you with my famous line: you have to dream big to win big. Good night. Have a great week.
Bye.